What's up, world? It's the Blue-Eyed Bandit here, coming to you live from Pendleton, Indiana, at a pilot. Today's video that I'm making is a serious subject, and I figured it's about time to get it out there. For anybody who's followed over the last year or the last 6 months, almost 7 months, knows I recently left a really bad relationship, and I've been single and it's been rough. I'm gonna try and not cry about this or get emotional, but no promises. Almost a year ago, not really today, but this month, Easter last year, I started a relationship with my ex from elementary school, 5th grade. It was okay for like a little bit, and when I mean a little bit, I mean like not even a month of the relationship. It was like maybe a few days or a few weeks. It was basically a 6-month relationship of abuse, psychologically, emotionally, mentally, physically. And for those of you who know who he is and don't believe me, I have photos saved to my Snapfish to prove otherwise. Okay? He's not some saint. He's not so awesome like everybody thinks he is. It's a facade. He is currently on parole for a crime that he committed before we got together. I'm not going to talk about it, and anybody who sees this is going to be like, well, why didn't you report him? You know, that's breaking his parole. Go back to prison. Because going back to prison is not going to help him, and it's not going to fix it. He doesn't even care about what he's dealing with now. He goes to his meetings and reports to his parole officer because he has to. If he doesn't, he goes back to prison. That is it. He lies when he goes to group because he doesn't give a shit. He is not growing as a person like he thinks he is and like he says he is. And there is one person in particular, and I will not mention names, who I have known almost my entire life, who believes my ex over me and says that I am projecting past relationships onto him, that he could never do such a thing. People like that would happily stand there when a person goes to trial and say, oh no, I know them so well, they could never have committed murder. You know, this motherfucker, my ex, had the balls numerous times to tell me that he was going to punch me in my face so hard that it would break my jaw. Well, anybody who's smart knows when your jaw is broken, in order to heal it after they, put it back together, they sew your mouth shut so your jaws don't move. If I can't talk, I can't snitch on him. Oh, but I can write it down. He was willing to break my hands so I couldn't narc on him and tell what happened. He constantly said, let me punch you in your face. Let me see if it hurts. I want to see how hard I can punch. This is coming from the guy that has told me that he has broken bones in people from punching them. I have never had a broken bone in my body. I am 32 years old. I would like to keep it that way. I have never fractured anything. I may have twisted stuff. I've stepped the wrong way. I've hurt myself, but I have never needed to go to the hospital for a fucking x-ray ever to see if something's fractured or broken or shattered or any of that nonsense. He would get on my phone. He would talk to other females and any of my Facebook friends. If you ever got a message from any of your friends or from me specifically saying ridiculous things about my man thinks that you're really pretty or really sexy, I would like to tell you that was him. It was not me. And I have one friend, Jennifer, who he kept telling her from my page that I wanted to explore being bisexual, basically, with her. Because he likes her because she has really big boobs that are bigger than mine. So, Jennifer, I'm sorry. I don't know who all he messaged from my page. The few messages that I did find that were left in my messenger, I blocked them so he couldn't talk to them again. He found that Kristen's friends were well, let's just say they had inappropriate pictures posted on their Twitter account that they were willing to sell for money, and he was all for seeing titties and anything else that they were willing to show him from my accounts. That would be my Facebook account or my Twitter account. So, Kristen, I'm sorry that he went through your friends list and went looking for some of your friends because he found you to be really beautiful and assumed you would have friends that were just as gorgeous as you. I did not, however, realize that he went stalking through friends from high school's Facebook pages. Now, I know for a fact he went through Amanda's Facebook page and apparently, according to her, talked to somebody. I don't know how many of them, but yeah. Amanda, I'm sorry. And to whoever it was that he spoke to, again, I'm sorry. That's not my thing. I had to unfriend every guy I had on Facebook because he was that insecure, that jealous, whatever. His mom wondered why I was loud. I was loud because in order to get my point across, I had to be loud. And I got upset and I got emotional. I rarely now get angry in situations like he put me in. I cry instead of getting angry. Now, completely different situations like what's going on with me right now with work, I'm angry. I'm not going to cry about it. Crying's not going to fix it. Of course, neither is getting angry about it, but it's a different situation altogether. I thought this guy, who I have known almost my entire life, roughly, would never hurt me, would never lay a hand on me. Boy, was I wrong. He did things that I'm not proud of. He took it upon himself to actually slap me in my face. I have never, not even by my own mother, been slapped in my face. Ever. Not even in the bedroom. But he decided he was going to do it. And I got the impression that his mother is convinced that she raised a little saint. I mean, obviously they're not all that great because they've all got a bunch of kids by a bunch of different people. They've all been in jail or prison. Him and his brother, both felons. And I know you're probably sitting over there, well, that's got nothing to do with it. No, but when you're saying your kid is a saint and he would never do the things that he's done, his criminal record says otherwise. He is an abusive asshole. And apparently was cheating on me like I thought, because lo and behold, I split up with him and all of a sudden now he's got another girlfriend. Okay. Whatever. I don't give a shit. he made it so bad for me that I felt like there's nobody that I could fucking talk to about this except for my mother, of all people. I don't confide in my mother about anything. This had to be done. It was bad. He made the mistake of sending a text message from my phone to my mother, who immediately knew it wasn't me. Anybody who knows me knows I shorthand everything. I text speak like it is nobody's business. You can't send a text message to my mother with every word spelled out. Your mistake. That is what started her in on it, and lo and behold, yeah. Apparently also, and this is going based on more of my relationships, guys like to think that if they can't have you, nobody can, and they like to throw that in your face. I have been told that by 3 guys that I have been in relationships with, him and 2 other exes, and I'm not dropping names on who those other guys are. But when you are willing to basically tell me, I'm going to kill myself because you're gone, but you cheated on me with your ex-girlfriend, you would happily slit my throat and watch me bleed out. You would put a bullet in my head. You would break bones in my body so I could never say anything to anybody about it. Or you're going to tell me that I can never leave this house. Saying that there's something not right with you just doesn't do it. Yes, I have been in an abusive relationship before. This is not my first. This is my 4th. And I'm not gonna sit here and talk about other relationships. I'm not gonna talk about when it started. But over the last 12 years, I have been in 4 abusive relationships. So yes, around 2008 was my first. That one wasn't bad. He got a little handsy when I tried to leave, and that was pretty much it. They have progressed from there to actual physical violence. This is the only one that has left actual bruises on me. And before all this, and I'm going to share this with Facebook and YouTube and the world, whoever sees this, I have been raped. So the things that you'd never hope ever happen to somebody you know or female in your life, both have happened to me. I have been raped. I was raped by an ex-boyfriend while we were together. And everybody who's everybody, and I've seen this a million times, you asked for it, which is bullshit. How can your old man rape you? Holding you down and fucking you does not count as consent, especially when you're trying to push him off and you're going no, no, no repeatedly. I didn't ask for it. I didn't deserve it. And that's something that I keep to myself. And there's nothing I can do about it now. I really don't give a shit. And everybody who knows me knows that I hope he burns in the darkest, deepest parts of fucking hell for it. And that is the second person in my life that I hate, but he's the one that I hate the most. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It's for a game. Excuse me. I hate him with a passion, and I hope he dies. Painfully and slowly. All of my relationships that I've been in, that I've experienced domestic violence, as it were, have not all been physical. A good portion of them have been mental, psychological, getting in your head and controlling and stuff. And I've experienced controllingness in guys, narcissist. Apparently, those two kind of go hand in hand. But the most recent one did a number on me that just sucks on so many levels. I don't want to date, period. I had it out for one guy after that relationship ended, but he started dating somebody else. Fair enough. I made the choice of going with this piece of shit over a good man. I have to live with that. That was my choice. I don't want to date. When I first broke up with him, I was starting orientation to be here at Bolt. A guy in my hotel that I was staying at for orientation sounded just like him, coughed like him. I freaked the fuck out. I was in my hotel room praying to God it wasn't him and that he hadn't found me and he wasn't going to beat my ass or kill me. Being in this industry, you can't be afraid of men. It's a very male-dominated industry. It took me almost a month to get over that. I didn't like men being close to me. So if I'm walking in and out of a ship or in and out of a truck stop, I kind of just had to ignore it and the way it made me feel. Because he made me uncomfortable around men. Me. Uncomfortable around men. All my friends are guys. To make me feel uncomfortable around the people that I feel most comfortable around is bullshit. So he took that from me and I finally got over it. I'm not jumpy over it. I would see cars like his and it scared me. I was afraid he found me. It was gonna hurt me. So he took that from me. That didn't take very long to get over. Talking to a few friends and my mom, you just gotta let it go. That car's a dime a dozen. It's not gonna be him. You know he can't leave the state. He's on parole. I got over it. But the one thing that I can't forgive that you took from me, and I don't give a shit if he sees it or somebody shares it with him, you took the one thing that almost every girl I know wants, and that is to be married and to have a family someday. I don't want that anymore. Goes along with not wanting to date. I can't put my trust in another man to not hurt me that way. I'm done searching for a guy that's going to treat me right and not lay hands on me and isn't a piece of shit and whatnot. Doesn't exist. That I trust enough to be in my life in that aspect. I don't want to get married. I don't care. Not anymore. And anybody who sees this is going to be like, oh, well, you have to get over it, you know, that da-da-da-da-da, and don't give him that power. Shut the fuck up. He has that power, and he has had that power since I left. Will I get it back someday? Maybe. Not anytime soon. I don't want to date. I don't want to be married. I don't even want to think about it. I'm not going to be Mrs. Anything. I am to the point in my life where I am happy as fuck by myself. And this goes with what's going on right now. Everybody's freaking out over quarantine. And I've seen it on Facebook numerous times. Us introverted people that like to be by ourselves are thriving in this shit. I like to be alone. I like to be by myself. I am not a team player. I can fake it. And I can get along with pretty much anybody. I don't want to be a missus anymore. I'm just going to be a miss. Me, myself, and my pack of dogs is all I need in my life. Does it suck that some of my friends are having kids and, oh yeah, that's so cute? Yeah. And my mom will see this and be like, you never wanted kids. This is true. I've gone back and forth about wanting kids and not wanting kids. I have kids' names picked out, so if I ever had kids, I got that part covered. But I ain't worried about it anymore. I'll spoil my friends' kids that'll let me be around and be around their kids. Hell, I'll spoil my cousin Corey's kids, his 3 girls, and his son that's on the way. I love them to death. So, if you ever wonder why I am the way that I am, I had guys help to make me this way, who have made me insecure and question and not know my self-worth. And I'm so sick and tired of people hearing, it's self-esteem, bitch. It's the esteem of yourself, like Cat Williams says. Yeah? But guys can tear down your self-esteem. It's your thoughts as to how you perceive yourself. I'm working on it. But it's a long-ass fucking road. So, anybody who sees this piece of shit and you want to give him some fucking words, feel free. You want to throw hands with him? Feel free. The one person that I cannot let near him, or 2 people that I cannot let near him, are the 2 people that I'm convinced will go to prison behind it. I have friends that I'm close with. Few friends. And those are the people that I will not let near him. And 1 family member. So if you're seeing this and this is the first time that you've heard it, because he does live in Michigan, obviously. If you're going to do something, I don't want to know about it. I honestly think the guy that has been stalking me on one of the apps that I'm on Meet Me, is a friend of his or knows him. Because I find it a little strange that a 26-year-old in Ypsilanti that I don't know and have never met a day in my life has harassed me on numerous occasions on Meet Me and insults me constantly. You create another page and you come at me again. I'm saving it, I'm screenshotting it, and the next time I'm home, I'm going to the police over it. Because your first mistake was coming after me. The biggest mistake you made was going after my mother. I guarantee you don't know my mom. And I'm almost positive you don't know me either. I have not lived in Michigan my entire life. And I make it a point to not stand out. I disappear into the background. And I am the person that everybody forgets about. As somebody at my church put it, I'm a wallflower. I stand there and I look pretty. Or I blend in and disappear. I am essentially a wall support. So the wall doesn't fall down. So, my tattoo here that says survivor is turquoise for domestic violence. Oh no. Is it turquoise that's for domestic violence? I don't remember. Turquoise and purple. One is domestic violence, one is rape. And I wanted to incorporate both colors, but I didn't. So, that is my story, sort of. I surmised. Wow. I survived one of the worst cases of domestic violence that I've experienced in my life, but not without mentally being scarred first and being afraid of some of the most caring people that I know. They may seem like assholes, but a lot of truck drivers are pretty sweet. And a lot of them were raised right. Thank you. Please and thank you. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay. They're pleasant. When you make me afraid of people that I'm almost positive would look out for me in a parking lot to make sure nothing happens to me because I'm by myself, we have an issue. A lot of my friends are guys. And by a lot, I mean a lot versus the amount of females that I have as friends. And some of them aren't even friends. They're just ladies that I know, making them acquaintances. It's pretty messed up. And I know I'm one of the lucky ones to be able to walk away with it with my life. Walk away from it with my life. Because not a lot of ladies are able to. And that sucks. So anybody who's out there that's struggling to leave a toxic relationship, an abusive relationship, don't wait for that opening. Go. Leave. Do it now. If you're staying because you have kids, take the kids and leave. If it's not super, super bad and you want to wait till you have an exit strategy, start making that exit strategy now. I don't give a fuck if quarantine's going on. Find a place that'll take you. Find a family member or a friend that you know will not rat you out to the piece of shit that you're staying with, living with, that you're dating, whatever. Get that exit strategy going and get it going now. I made my exit strategy and I executed it. Here I am. It's been 6-7 months now, almost 7 months. It'll be 7 months next month that I have been single and free of this abuse. Is it gonna still take its toll on you once you leave? Yeah. But you're gonna feel a hell of a lot better being by yourself. Yeah, it might take about a month or two depending on how far away you can get. Me, it was about a month and a half, and I'm over the road. What is there to be afraid of? If you're still near the guy, yeah, it's gonna take time to stop looking over your shoulder. But if you know the right people that are there and that are going to look out for you, take that opportunity. Assemble that exit strategy. If you've got kids involved, whether they're little ones like babies and toddlers, stop thinking that he's going to change just because y'all have kids. He's not. Because if you leave and you leave them behind, worst case scenario, he goes after the kids next. And I pray that doesn't happen to any ladies out there. And hell, I know it's a rare occurrence and I haven't really heard of that many cases, but guys, if you're with some bitch that is fucking psycho, and I don't mean like, haha, cute psycho, like some of my girlfriends from high school are, Amanda and Brittany, that they're that way because they love you to death, but you have their back just as well as they have yours, that's different. I'm talking about the bitch that wants to throw hands with you and your mama raised you right to not lay a hand on a fucking woman and she's controlling, just like the article that I just read yesterday that somebody shared. Leave that bitch. You have kids with that bitch, take those kids with you. I don't give a shit if you live in a state where it's everybody believes the mom. Women can be just as bad as men can. Men just tend to not come forward at all. Women will eventually. So, men and women, ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there and you see this and your significant other is beating the daylights out of you, physically, mentally, emotionally, leave their punk ass now. If you have kids, take the kids with you. Do not leave the kids behind. Do not sit there and think that he is going to change just because you have kids together, or she's going to change just because you have kids together. This is not the case. Do not take that chance. And parents, friends, if you suspect something is going on in your friend's life or relationship or your sibling or whatever, somebody that you know, please reach out. Reach out. Because that could be all that it takes for that person to get the courage to fucking leave. Somebody finally noticed. None of my friends noticed. And the one person who did notice is the one person that I expect not to notice. And that was my mother. So, reach out to those you think might be going on. And if they say, oh no, everything's fine, talk to them. Be nice about it. Don't be judgmental. Don't show pity. Because that's the one thing that I hate right now, is people like to lay on that fucking pity. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. You went through this. Oh, I'm a grown-ass fucking woman. I don't need your fucking pity. I got out just fine. Yeah, it sucks, but I'm here. I don't need your pity. And I sure as hell don't need your judgment. Because the one thing that I've noticed recently is guys on Facebook like to say, well, what'd you do to piss him off? Really? You must never had a woman that was willing to bend over backwards for you and sacrifice shit in her fucking life just to make your ass fucking happy. And I'm sorry you've never experienced that. But I digress. Please reach out to people that you think might be experiencing something, even if you're wrong. The fact that you reached out means you care. So if something is going on and they're just telling you right now that everything's fine, they got the general idea. Now, Lord help you, if you see marks on somebody and you also have the feeling that their significant other or whoever is hurting them, step in. Please step in. They are going to fight you and they're going to tell you, I'm an adult, I can do this on my own. Please step in, because that person is in denial. I wish somebody would have stepped in. He managed to leave marks on me in places that you couldn't see. So if I ever went out, nobody'd see the marks and the bruises that were big and ugly ass fucking colors. You see marks and they give you some ridiculous story and you know this person's not clumsy and they say, I fell down the stairs. He or she hurt that person or they pushed them down the stairs. Not everybody can be totally badass and kick someone's ass for being this way, for being abusive. So if you suspect something, be polite about it. Offer your help. If you see marks, don't go straight to the cops. Take that person home with you to a safe place, ER, whatever, and do not leave their side. Because I guarantee you leave their side, they're going right back home. That person's going to flip out and be like, did you go to the police? Did you tell somebody? And that's going to make it worse. Please step in. Step up and step in. I wish I could help people, but I'm hoping maybe this video, plus a little bit of advice, will help maybe even just one person. So, This is me, the blue-eyed bandit, who is broken and damaged goods, in my opinion. I don't care what anybody says. Who doesn't feel beautiful, who doesn't feel sexy. But on the very few rare occasions, yeah. This is Nicola Gilbert, and I am a rape and domestic violence survivor. And I hope this video helps somebody, whether it's somebody to step in, or a woman or guy, for that matter, to speak up and say something and to leave. Somebody who's being nasty. And that's putting it nicely. I thank you for taking the time to watch this. I'm sorry if the picture quality is ridiculous. It's really sunny here. And I couldn't do it in my front seat like I always do, so I'm sitting on my bunk in my truck. And for anybody who's probably sitting here wondering what the hell my shirt says, this is what it says. It says, "Enjoy Jesus Christ, thou shalt never thirst." It's like the Coca-Cola logo. I got it because my name is Nicola, like Coca-Cola. So, this is the Blue-Eyed Bandit signing out, and I hope this helps somebody. Love y'all. Be safe. You're strong. You can do this. You can do it. You can leave. I don't care what anybody's told you. You deserve better. You're worth far more than the way he or she is treating you. You got this. And if anybody's in any situation or needs advice, hit me up on YouTube. If you want to not talk directly, feel free to comment below or send a private message, and I can drop info, like an email address, if you just want to chat that way. But you're worth a whole lot more, and you deserve a hell of a lot more, and a lot better. But you got this. You're strong. Blue-Eyed Bandit out. Deuces, y'all.